Yeah, what up, guys? This is A3 Royal Recording Studio. Welcome back on our YouTube channel. Yeah, I want to share with us how I mix my vocal, like the process I go through for my vocal mixing, and I hope it's amazing. So, my first plugin I use is NS1. Yeah, this is a noise suppressor from Wave. Yeah, there are different waves. We have Wave 7, Wave 10, Wave 14, but actually, basically, I'm using Wave 14. You can't find this NS1 in Wave 7, so this is Wave 14, and I use this noise suppressor to tame whatever noise I'm hearing in the vocal or interrupting the vocal. So let's listen. Give me the MIC, make I yarn my story. All the things where they worry me, make I tell how I'm stuck, yeah. You can hear the noise going through the vocal, interrupting the vocal rather. Give me the MIC, make I yarn my story. All the things where they worry me, make I tell how I'm stuck, yeah. Life crisis not to suck, man. Yeah, you can hear now that the noises are controlled now. Like they are not interrupting the vocal like before again. And don't try to do much. Like try to take it more. It will make the vocal sound moody. Let's hear it now. With the MIC, make I yarn my story. All the things where they worry me, make I tell her. You see, it makes the vocal moody, and that's not what you want actually. So it's better you just control it a little bit so that you won't have a worst vocal. So after that, after my noise suppressor, then I go to EQ. My next thing is EQing. So I made a tutorial on how to do this dynamic EQ. So let's hear before and after my EQ. Give me the MIC, make I yarn my story. All the things where they worry me. I hope you can hear that. So this is with it. Give me the MIC, make I yarn my story. All the things where they worry me, make I tell how I'm stuck, yeah. Life crisis not to suck, man. Many live, many gone. I hope you can hear the difference. It's just a tiny difference. So like when you are mixing, it's a gradual process. You can't use one plugin to achieve everything, like to achieve every process, like to achieve a huge process, a huge outcome on a record. If you are trying to do that, you are just trying to derail your song, like derail the feel on the song. So after that, this is my first EQ for Q3 from 4 Filter. So after that, I use SSLG EQ. Give me the MIC, make I yarn my. So what I did basically here was that I attenuated -9 dB around 209 Hz. So and on this low frequency, so on this low mid frequency, I put this wide, like just like I did this. So I'm trying to I'm trying to widen this. See what I just did there with this wide now, yeah. You can see, so I try to widen it. So that's what I'm trying to achieve here as well. So I attenuated -7 dB around 800 Hz around this low mid frequency. So likewise on this high mid frequency here, I took this to wide. So I attenuated -3 dB around 3000 Hz. So likewise this high frequency as well. So I attenuated I added 6 dB to around 16K. So the reason why I did this was, if you notice, you could see that I've been attenuating. Yeah, when it comes to high frequencies, I boosted it a little bit so that I could have this presence in my vocal. My vocal won't be sounding moody after attenuating. All those presence that we lost, so I have to boost it more. So let's hear it now. Give me the MIC, make I yarn my story. All the things where they worry me.
So let's hear before.
With the MIC, make I yarn my story. All the things where they worry me. Make I tell how I'm stuck, yeah.
So you can hear the big difference. The big, that's it. So if you could hear this like,
give me the MIC, make I yarn my story.
Yeah, as we were trying to boost the high frequency, yeah, we are also like boosting the sibilants as well. So now we are about to use a plugin to tame the sibilants in the vocal, so which is produced from Farfita as well. Sorry guys, from Farfita as well. So this is it.
Give me the MIC.
So you can hear those sibilants in the vocal. All this. So we are trying to tame them. So listen before. This is before.
The MIC, make I yarn my story.
So let's listen to the MIC after.
Give me the MIC, make I yarn my story.
It has been tamed. So that's it. So another thing I use again is my vocal rider here. This vocal rider serves as a compressor, and yeah, serve as a compressor. So what I did basically here was that I just come here to this preset here and I come to smooth ride. So I take this to fast. I want a fast attack on it. So and
all the things me the MIC, make I yarn my story. All the things where they worry me.
So this target basically I targeted around minus 22.5 dB. So like I don't want my frequencies, like the frequencies there, to go above that. I don't want them to go above that. So I try to, and I don't want them to go beyond that. So I try to bring them all together. I try to put them in one, like when you hit this, just stop, always stop when you get here. So that's what I try to use this. I don't touch any of that in here. So after that, then I feel like, let me on the beat now.
Make I tell how I'm stuck, yeah. The MIC, make I yarn my story. All the things where they worry me.
If we hear that, we see that the beat is louder than the vocal though, and some of the vocal there, some of the frequencies there, they are not actually rhyme. Sorry guys, they are not actually rhyme. So I tried another compressor, which is CLA2A. So
make I tell how I'm stuck, yeah. That crisis don't suck, man. Many leave, many go. Give me the MIC, make I yarn my story.
So what I did here was like something like a parallel compression. That's what I basically do here. Like I put the gain onto 40 and the peak reduction was to 40, like 40. So there is one is not more than one. So I just want a balanced vocal there. So I just want everything to be balanced. I don't want a frequency to be more than the other. So let's hear it.
With the MIC, make I yarn my story. All the things where they worry me.
So if you could hear that, you would see that you could hear that everything is rhyme, and even with the beats.
Give me the MIC, make I yarn my story. All the things where they worry me. Make I tell how I'm stuck, yeah.
So the next plugin here now is Pro MB. I'm using my Pro MB by Farfita. So this is it. Yeah, I usually target from 100 Hz to 500 Hz for my low end. So this is it.
Give me the.
Can you see? Can you see how much of the low end I'm taming with this multiband compressor here? This Prem is a multiband compressor. Before I forget telling you that, it's a multiband compressor which you can use to shape your tone and at the same time level up your vocal. In what sense? Like now what I'm doing here now is that I'm taming. At the same time, I've already set the range that any any of my low end has to be on this 10.96 dB range. So it's not any of the frequencies not going above that at the same time. So likewise the other part too. So here I use it to tame. Yeah, you can hear
F
that.
crisis not to suck, man.
You can hear too. You can hear that.
No
You can
joy.
hear
No.
the mid range. So the mid range, I usually bring the mid range and the high mid range frequency. I used to bring them together. Like I start from like 1000 hertz to 5000 hertz. So from that side, I feel this range I'm living here, it's useful for human ears, so that you can feel the sound. So I'm not dimming everything on the vocal. And likewise this stage also, this high frequency range, I'm also taming it a little bit so that I won't lose the presence. Basically that's what I did here, nothing much. So my next plugin here now, let's hear before I proceed to my next plugin. Before,
Give me the MIC, make I add my story. All the things where they worry me.
so and after now.
Give me the MIC, make I add my story. All the things where they worry me. Make I tell her I'm stuck, yeah.
So we can hear that now the vocal is becoming smoother. So let me play with the beat.
Give me the MIC, make I add my story. All the things where they worry me. Make I tell her I'm stuck, yeah. That crisis not to suck, man. Many live, many gone there.
If you notice, we are not losing the natural quality of the vocal. So we're just trying to blend it together so that we have a smooth record. So my next plugin is Vitamin. This Vitamin is very, very, very vital to my mix. Like I don't miss it. Though sometimes I do leave it depending on what I'm working on. But this is what I do. Now in this record now, I feel I don't need to boost my low end. I don't need to boost the low mid. I don't need to boost the high mid. So what I need to boost basically is the high end. So the high end area, I need to boost it a little bit. I need to bring some presence into it. Like this Vitamin for me, it works like, okay, now for example, when you have pop now, then you have pomic on it. You know, there's one feel, like it always give me a different feel on any project I use it on. So let's listen before and after. Basically, what I did here was like I from like this, from this, I increase it to this. Sometimes I don't do much on it like this. Sometimes I just feel like let me just finish using it. So let me just push it to 3.0 dB. So yeah, so here now I feel like, okay, I need much presence on this vocal. So since I've already bring all this down, so now I'm increasing it by 12%, and this also by 13%. So what I'm doing here is nothing magical. So here I'll set the range to like 3000 hertz. So on this part, also on this high frequency part, also I'm setting it like 10,000 hertz. So I want all this input I've inserted into my record here. So on this high frequency here, I want it to dominate within 10,000 hertz. So that's where I want the presence to occur. And this high mid area, what I've inserted here, I want you to work on 3000 hertz, within that range of 3000 hertz. So that's what I did basically. So let's listen to before and after.
Give me the MIC, make I add my story. All the things where they worry me. Give me the MIC, make I add my story. All the things where they worry me.
So I hope we can feel the gradual improvement. It's just a slight improvement. Yeah, it's a slight improvement. If you are trying to use a huge plugin to develop your output at a time, you're having problem already. So moving on to my next plugin here is Rvox. So Rvox is a compressor. What I use it for basically is I use it to balance my vocal with the beat, like level it with the beat. So now I feel the voice is not yet up to the beat, so I have to bring it up. I have to balance it up. So this is it.
Give me the MIC, make I add my story. All the things where they worry me. Make I tell how I'm stuck, yeah.
So to level it with the beat, I play around with this.
Give me the MIC, make I add my story. All the things where they worry me. Make I tell how I'm stuck, yeah. That crisis not to solve, man. Many live, many gone dead.
If we listen well, you see that the beat is now rhyme. The beat is now rhyme with the vocal now. The vocal is rhyme with the beat now. There is nothing like the vocal is higher than the beat and the beat is higher than the vocal. So then my next plugin here is OTT. Yeah, this OTT basically what I use it for is to add more presence. Anytime I feel like, oh, this my vocal lacks presence, so okay, let me add more presence to it. So that's when I use this OTT, and I don't really add much of it, much depth on it. I just added 5% of it to it because I don't want it to start distorting. So I don't want it to start distorting. That's why I use 5% of it. So nothing pretty much on that. Then my last plugin for this vocal is, sorry, let me play before and after OTT before.
Give me the MIC, make I add my story. All the things where they worry me. Make I tell how I'm stuck, yeah.
So and after.
Give me the MIC, make I add my story. All the things where they worry me. Make I tell how I'm stuck, yeah. That crisis not to solve, man. Many live.
So let me play without the beat before.
Give me the MIC, make I add my story. All the things where they worry me. Make I tell how I'm stuck, yeah.
So and after the OTT.
Give me the MIC, make I add my story. All the things where they worry me. Make I tell how I'm stuck, yeah.
If we listen well, we notice that there is a tiny presence in it. So it's that tiny presence that I just needed in the vocal. So I just added it with the OTT plugin. So my last plugin here is Pro Q3. This is another EQ. Yeah, you'll be wondering why am I using EQ again. Yeah, I feel like I've added presence here and there. So everything accumulated together, it has a negative effect on it, on the vocal, and I don't want to leave it like that. So I have to tame those negative effects on it. So that's why I'm using this OK3 again. You can see I don't cut any low end anymore. So I just try to tame those annoying frequencies on this vocal. So let me play before and after.
Give me the MIC, make I add my story. All the things where they worry me. Make I tell how I'm stuck, yeah.
And then after.
Give me the MIC, make I yarn my story. All the things where they worry me. Make I tell her I'm stuck, yeah.
So let me play with the beat so that we can hear it well.
Give me the MIC, make I yarn my story. All the things where they worry me. Make I tell her I'm stuck, yeah. Life crisis not to solve, man. Many live, many gone dead. I don't know how I got, yeah. Cause of my own no joy.
So that is it basically. Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, share, like, and comment your opinion into the comment section down there. So please guys, let me know how you feel about this tutorial.